They used my name to build the empire but erased it when it was time to share the throne. The lawyer didn't even flinch when he read the will. To my beloved daughter Alina, I leave the entire family estate, business and inheritance. As for Amber, nothing. I sat there frozen, while my mother looked down at her nails like I didn't even exist. My father didn't blink. And my perfect sister, she smirked like she'd won something. If this story hits a nerve, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, because what comes next? No one saw it coming. Alina leaned close after the reading, whispering just loud enough for everyone to hear. Don't take it personally, you were always just the worker bee. That stung more than the will, because she was right about one thing, I had built it. Every factory deal, every tech upgrade, every late-night pitch, they were mine. But because I didn't look like the princess they could show off, they kept me behind the curtain. What they didn't know? While they were busy dressing up for photo ops, I was quietly buying the real power, the suppliers, the patents, the legal rights, all in silence, all under shell companies, all in my control. But I didn't come to the will reading to cry. I came to watch their faces when my real gift dropped, because taped under my chair was a tiny black envelope, and inside it, one document that would flip everything. They laughed now, but they were just minutes away from begging me. The moment I placed the black envelope on the table, the room fell silent. My father's fake composure cracked just slightly, and my mother's smile twitched like she just sensed something was off. Alina raised an eyebrow, still drunk on victory. "What's this, a resignation letter from your life?" she scoffed. But I didn't speak. I just nodded at the lawyer. "Open it," I said quietly. And when he did, his face went pale before he could even read a full line. It was the official transfer deed of Brightcore Tech's intellectual property rights.
The very tech division they thought they owned, the one bringing in $3.6 million a month, was never under the family business. I had started it using their office space, yes, but I registered everything under my name through a proxy firm in Singapore. The code, mine. The software, patent protected.
The brand, legally Amber Innovations LLC. Not a single penny of it was in their name.
I don't understand.
My dad stuttered, reaching for the paper like it was slipping away.
This was part of the family business.
No, I interrupted, finally looking up.
It was built using my code, my pitches, and my sleepless nights. You just put your logo on it. That stops today.
My mother finally snapped.
"This is a betrayal! After everything we gave you?"
Her voice cracked. But not from hurt, from panic. Because she knew the truth. They had drained my youth, my passion, my ideas. And now the fuel had turned into fire. But the biggest twist? I hadn't come to take revenge. I came to reveal the trap. I left Brightcore, I said calmly, sliding another file across the table. Sold it last week. To your biggest competitor. Alina choked on her drink. My father's hands trembled as he flipped through the purchase contract, only to find a signature at the bottom that shook the entire room. His ex-business partner, the one he betrayed 10 years ago, and this was just step one of my plan. 3 weeks later, the family mansion was up for sale, not by choice, but because their main income stream had vanished overnight. My father tried suing me, claiming intellectual theft. The judge laughed him out of court. The trademark on every product, registered under my LLC. The source code, time-stamped with my credentials. Please? The international clients, already redirected to my new brand, Amber Core Solutions, with contracts locked for 5 years. So they knew. They planned it all along. I called my lawyer. Trigger Phase 2, I said. That meant seizing the warehouse properties still under dispute, locations they had assumed were still registered under the family trust. But due to a tiny signature swap I'd made 6 years ago in a finance meeting no one paid attention to, those assets had quietly moved under my shell corporation. Now they belong to me. Every factory, every truck, every export pipeline. When they reached the warehouse gates the next morning, a new nameplate was hanging over the main entrance, Amber Corp, and security guards were under strict orders. If they even step on the curb, call the police. 2 weeks later, Alina showed up outside my building, drenched in rain, makeup ruined, holding a cheap cardboard sign that said, "Just want to talk." My assistant asked if I wanted her removed. I said no. Let her wait. For 6 hours, she stood there until the cameras outside started going viral on TikTok. Disgraced rich girl begs outside her sister's tech empire. I didn't plan it that way. But karma has a way of dressing up poetic. Later that night, I received a call I didn't expect. My mom. She hadn't called me in 2 years. Her voice was quiet, cautious. "Amber, your father's been admitted. He had a breakdown after losing the final contract to your new firm. We need your help. Please, just come see him. He's asking for you." My fingers froze above the keyboard. For a split second, the old me returned. The girl who just wanted approval, who worked day and night to hear, "We're proud of you." But then I remembered the boardroom, the cold laugh, the will with my name missing, like I didn't even exist. "I'm sorry," I said softly, "but I'm busy right now." And I hung up. They didn't know what was coming next. Because the final play had already been set in motion. 1 month earlier, I had submitted an anonymous tip to the Internal Revenue Authority, complete with documents showing hidden offshore accounts my father had used for years to evade tax, accounts I had access to only because I used to manage the back-end servers. And now, the IRS was knocking on their door. Meanwhile, my new app, Foundry AI, had just hit 4.2 million users in 3 weeks. Investors were pouring in, news headlines flashed everywhere. Disowned daughter turns tech tycoon, crushes family empire in silent revenge. But what nobody knew, what even my assistant didn't know, was the final message I'd planted. A memory file, tucked inside an old drive, about to be leaked online, containing footage from the day they signed the will. And what that footage revealed? The leaked footage dropped like a bomb. Within minutes, it was trending across platforms with the title, "Watch, How Amber's Family Stole Her Empire, Full Confession Taped." It was a shaky video from an old home security cam, clearly forgotten by them. My father, sitting with Alina and the family lawyer, laughed as he said, "Don't worry, she won't fight back. Amber's too soft. She built it, yes, but will own it." Alina added, "She doesn't even check the trust paperwork. We'll keep her out. Let her work like a servant while we enjoy the profits." The internet exploded. Comments flooded in. "This is evil. She built everything. Amber deserves everything. They deserve jail. I've never seen such cold betrayal from a family." Every brand that still partnered with them pulled out. Stocks plummeted. Their names were blacklisted from every boardroom in the city. Clients, friends, distant relatives, they all vanished overnight. No one wanted to be associated with a scandal so cruel, so calculated. Meanwhile, I bought the mansion they once disowned me from, not to live in it, but to demolish it, brick by brick, memory by memory. On the live stream of its demolition, I stood there dressed in a custom-made emerald green suit, the colour of rebirth. I looked into the camera and said only one thing: never underestimate the quiet ones. And with one press of the button, their legacy crumbled behind me, while mine rose higher than they ever dreamed possible. Because I didn't just get revenge, I got respect, power, peace. And the world finally knew